Good morning, everyone. It's finally here. Forestry, an update I've been really excited about for, well, ever since it was announced. Forestry Part 1 is here, and we're going to cover everything that is in today's update, and we're going to try out the new woodcutting rework, because there's a lot that is changing about woodcutting with forestry. Okay, we're in. We already placed ourselves in Draenor. We have our lumberjack outfit, and oh my god, there is a lot going on right now. So to start with forestry, you have to speak to the freaky forester who's in Draenor village, right beside the willow trees, right beside the bank. And the first step you have to do, regardless of what you want to do with forestry, is grab yourself the forestry kit. This costs 120 coins, super cheap. It's an equipable bag that will store all of your forestry supplies, and besides being a really convenient quality of life thing, you physically need it to have the forestry event spawn. Okay, so I think now that we have our forestry kit, we can simply just start chopping some trees. Right now I'm on my Trader Steve account because he has like 60 wood cutting. He needs the level of skill anyway, so why not? Now, one thing you'll notice right away with this update, trees now despawn on a set timer, not after a certain amount of people have chopped the tree. 100 people or 5 people chopping makes no difference, which in my opinion is a great update. It means you can actually chop with other people and not compete for resources. And they range from 27 seconds for oak trees, all the way up to 4.5 minutes for redwood trees. We're just here chopping willows because there was just a ton of people, and this will last around 30 seconds. So right away you're going to notice that trees will be much more consistent to chop, which is the first part of forestry. The next part are the forestry events. Now the forestry update looks like it's been split into 2 parts, which means not all of the events and content is coming today, but the rest is actually going to come in September. Well, with today's update, there are 4 playable events that you can encounter, and we're going to hopefully get all of them in the next hour or so. The first one is the leprechaun event, which you can see right here. This one doesn't actually require much active playing. All it will do is it will allow you to bank your logs from anywhere. All you have to do is talk to the leprechaun and deposit, and he'll send all of your logs to a bank, which is really handy. Oh, here we are, we got the other event. I could hardly even tell, there's so much bullshit on the screen. This one is the Rising Roots forestry event. It's really simple. You just simply have to chop the roots that come out of the ground. You'll get some anima infused bark for completing it correctly, which is the new currency. And the only thing you want to watch out for are the trees that have a bit of a green tinge to them, because these will get you 3 times the amount of infused bark. So you always want to be chopping that one if you can. Oh, it's so much better. All of the events are going to provide some amount of anima infused bark, and that's what you're going to use to purchase pretty much anything else from the forestry shop. Okay, looks like we did that one successfully, I think. So from that first event, we ended up getting 53 anima infused bark. Can we do anything with that? I don't know, we might need more. We're going to talk about the shop in a minute, but there's a ton of things in there, and most of it we won't be able to afford yet anyway. Alright, we're back on the main account because I just realized I have literally 20 cooking on the other one, so that's not going to work. We got the Rising Roots random event again though, so that one's good. Will get us a bit of bark to start with. I'm always impressed with how iconic RuneScape items can be, considering they're using like 12 pixels. Well, I'm super excited to say that you can now bring these items to life. Today's video is actually sponsored by some people within the old school RuneScape community. The YouTuber Crom is working with Crusader Talent and Jagex to bring us officially licensed LED lights. To make my space a little bit homier, I actually decided to go with the house teleport sign, which I think looks really cool, although I also have a dragon med helm too when I need to like impress the boys. Each sign is made of really high quality materials, and the LEDs will last for about 50,000 hours, which means you should have your account maxed by then. Currently, Creator Crafted has 5 designs on offer, including an Ellie, which looks really sick, the Hardcore Ironman logo, and a Skiller icon, but more designs are going to be offered in the future. The first drop is going to be a limited edition pre-sale, so if you want to grab one before they're gone, you can use the link in my description, and also make sure to enter the discount code FLIPPING to get 10% off your order. I'm personally going to get a cut of all the sales, so it's a great way to support me and just the old school RuneScape creator space in general. And thanks again to Creator Crafted for sponsoring. Now, one thing you might notice is when you're chopping leaves, you're going to automatically get leaves, and they're going to go right into your forestry kit. Now, the leaves are used for a few different things, but the first thing I noticed, you can combine them with cooked meat to make forestry rations. So we went ahead and bought some cooked meat on the Grand Exchange, and we can combine them with our willow leaves, which we're getting passively just by chopping a willow tree. And we can create Forestry Rations, 3 for each combination. These will give you run energy back when you are chopping a tree, which right now is just kind of a niche use. I'm not really sure what you'd use it for. I don't know if these are selling for anything. I might just pop them in here. 1 GP, and oh my god, what, one of them sold for 24k? That's crazy. Okay, I'm dumping them all. No way, we just got a mill for that. Oh my god, the price changed so quickly. It went from 25k to like 3k in 40 seconds. Jesus. Okay, well maybe we'll just keep these. So any of the created items can go right in your forestry kit just by filling it from your equipment tab. Now I believe the way forestry rations work are just by chopping a tree you have a chance of restoring 30% run energy, but they don't apply when your run energy is full, I think. So let's just run around here for a second. Okay, so we lost about 30% of our run energy. If we run back to a willow tree and start chopping it, we should now have a chance of, immediately, there we go, we restored 20% run energy just like that. So I guess in theory, if you had your forestry kit on and you were lower level, you could use these as kind of like energy potions to get around the map just by chopping a tree for a second. Kind of niche, but maybe could be useful. Okay, there we go, we just got it. This is the Pollinating B event. Okay, so we've tried this event a couple times now. The B event is probably the one that confuses people the most, but it's actually pretty simple. It requires a little trial and error at first, but it's really not that hard. First up, you simply have to find the plant that gives you pollen, and then you have to find the plant that you need to pollinate. There will be 2 at any one time. Once you find the correct 2 plants, you can simply run back and forth between them, constantly getting woodcutting experience and constantly getting infused bark. After a while, the flowers will be pollinated, the flower will grow, and then it switches over to another combination. This event definitely takes the longest out of the 4. But for completing it, you actually do get a large amount of woodcutting experience. We just got 7,000 for that one and 160 infused bark. So it is the most click intensive, but I think provides the best XP reward. Okay, so here's the final event. We've gotten it a couple times. It's the Struggling Sapling event, and the way this one works is you have to find the best combination of 3 of the ingredients on the ground to make the best mulch to give to the sapling. It's once again a trial and error system where you just have to click on the different ingredients in different orders and try to find the best combination. One thing to keep in mind though is the combination is the same for everyone, which means when someone finds the correct one, they can call it out and everyone can start getting the best reward. You're looking for a 100% reward, so I've tried a couple there, mostly just getting 40% rewards. Someone just called out mush dropping, which essentially means 2 mushrooms into droppings. You can see there all of a sudden we're getting 100% of the reward. 6 anima infused bark every time as well. Now I think it's definitely in the best interest of people to call out the correct combination because you do fail these events, and if there's a large enough amount of people doing it the incorrect way, you will fail the event entirely, which means less rewards. This one's just a trial and error system as well, but with some communication it's pretty easy to do. For completing it we got 4,500 woodcutting experience, and you also get some leaves as well. We've gotten yew leaves, we've gotten regular leaves, and these can just go right into your bank. So we've been able to stack up a decent amount of the anima infused bark, and we can actually afford a couple things here. Now there are 4 consumable items that are used in forestry. There's the clover insignia, the powdered pollen, the ritual mulch, and the secateur blade. Now we're going to start with the 2 items used to actually spawn more events, those being the clover insignia and the powdered pollen. Now we're going to buy 1 of each. Now with these you turn them into leprechaun charms and bee on a stick. Weirdly enough though, to make the bee on a stick you have to be beside a beehive. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but I guess we have to go find a beehive. The only one I knew was in Kapersky, and so we simply craft the powdered pollen and we'll get in return 10 bee on a stick, funny item. And the clover insignia, we simply have to use a ball of wool and an emerald on it, and we get 10 leprechaun charms. We can check these once again right into our forestry kit, and from now on we now have a chance of spawning those 2 events on top of the 2 that don't require anything. Okay, they sold for 33k, not bad, but I think I'll just hang on to them. Now the final consumable item I wanted to try out is actually the ritual mulch. The ritual mulch will give you a chance of getting 2 logs from a single successful chop. It's 150 anima infused bark to buy it, and you combine it with a high tier herb to to create 40 Nature's Offering. So we're just going to go ahead and buy, I don't know, a torso from the Grand Exchange or something, combine it with the Ritual Mulch, and there we go, we got 40 Nature's Offering. Now, theoretically, you'd want to use these on a high-level tree, like a magic tree. I guess, I don't know if anything else would really be worth it. So yeah, a magic tree, I guess. So we come over here to the Tree Gnome Stronghold, and we're chopping a magic tree, and you can see that we have now a 60 to 80% chance of getting 2 logs from a single chop. Keep in mind though, that even if you only get a single log, it's going to use up a Nature's Offering. So you can only successfully chop 40 logs, regardless of whether it's double or not, before they're all going to be gone. Overall though, using this on magic logs I think would take quite a while, so I don't think you'd be running through Nature's Offerings too quickly. Beyond that, you could use it on redwood logs or mahogany logs or something, but I'm not sure if that's entirely worth it. Now beyond the consumable items, there are a few one-time purchasable items that range from cosmetic things to really useful items for forestry and even main game content. Now probably the most desirable one I think is the log basket. The log basket is similar to a fish barrel, where logs will keep going into your basket until you have 28 of any type of logs. Now you can combine that with your forestry kit by using a log brace on the log basket. That will cost 3,000 bark though to do that, so 8,000 combined if you want to have an equipable log basket. Now the forestry shop also provides a way for you to get the lumberjack outfit, or alternatively you can get the new forestry outfit, which provides the exact same bonuses, but it's just cosmetically different. Now probably one of the most interesting items that is available is the cloth pouch. You can unlock these by buying the blueprint for 10,000 anima infused bark, and this will allow you to store your forestry outfit in the pouch, which means essentially you can wear anything else and still get the benefit of the skilling outfit. However, if you have another skilling outfit on or graceful, that will override your forestry outfit, which means you can't have 2 benefits at once. It's purely for cosmetic benefit for Fashionscape. So a really interesting item. And finally, the most expensive item of all, the funky shaped log, is a recolor for the beaver pet. So that's pretty much all the information you need to get started with forestry. Just my day one look at the new update, and so far I'm really enjoying it. It definitely makes woodcutting more interesting, and the XP per hour is higher than just conventional woodcutting. Plus you're going to get some rewards that help you out, and you could even sell them if you wanted as well. So definitely give forestry a try. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.